recap, two best friends.
One brain.
And last episode, we basically talked about family support, but now we were going to get a little bit deeper. We're going to go into like the acceptance of your parents' support, or like how do you see like the difference between like where your parents were at when they were your age and like where we're at while we're at this age. And
Because times have changed.
it has, and I don't think like most parents really understand that. Like when I went to school, I don't think I really did it for myself. Because if I knew then what I know now, I would have never went to school. Like I paid for what? Because I'm not using my degree.
Damn. That's
I
true.
could have went to the post office at 18, and I would be.
And I feel like it's a lot of people who are
years in
working in fields
maxed out
that have nothing to do with their degree,
and because it's really something that they didn't
and they
even chose.
in debt.
I'm in debt.
They're in debt.
I owe Sally Mae. They call my phone every day.
They don't even. And another thing too,
Navient.
or they be working in careers that they weren't even interested in.
Yeah, something they ain't like.
Like
because your daddy a lawyer, you gotta be a lawyer.
You come from a. I could never. And my daddy really is a lawyer. So,
right.
But it's like the long line of everybody was in the military, or all of us are police officers. That's when it's like really common.
Everybody in the medical field.
My dad is the sheriff, so I gotta try to be the deputy or this and that. Like you're living up to
their standards.
And
you're not happy.
You're not true to yourself too.
Yeah.
One that's very common is like, what about like the preacher's kids? They really be the worst. Because like my daddy is a pastor, so I have to try to be perfect, or I have to try to be something that I'm not.
All the time, them with the hoes. I'm looking for the
hoes. Say that ass, bitch. Anyway, but it's like I didn't really think about it as much until I got older, or maybe like getting in a relationship too. Like how you're raised, really. And I'm not saying you can't break a generational curse or tradition or whatever, but like how you're raised really makes a difference in how you handle things like as you're older. So like people be having mommy issues, daddy issues, trauma. And when I say trauma, it don't have to necessarily be like you was abused or you were molested, but it could just be like it be trauma that you didn't even realize, like, damn, that shit really like fucked me up. Like it made me it literally makes
like,
you who
speak
you
to
are.
A therapist, or you actually like sit down and like reevaluate your life, yourself, your parents' lives. Like you don't really think about it until you really
I think that's
something
we touched on that like in the first episode. Like I think our community, meaning like African Americans in general, we don't take our mental health serious.
We don't.
Or not serious enough. Or until like it's too late. And like sometimes it'd be like silent cries for help. You don't even be knowing. Everybody has like their little vices and stuff, so I'm not judging anybody because I like to drink, smoke occasionally.
I think I got it honest.
We are.
My daddy. Both of my daddies.
Damn.
That sounds crazy. But I'm on a fast. We doing Lent right now. You ain't joining? This is my cheat day. Sunday is a cheat day. I just found out we can cheat on Sundays.
I saw you post
whatever you give up, you cheat on Sundays. So I'm drinking
really
today,
I don't really drink during the week like that anyway because I work outside, so I can't really whatever.
I love me a bottle of wine. I mean a glass of wine. That bottle sound crazy.
Yeah. She not lying.
But I will drink a bottle of wine. Right. A glass of wine or 2 or 3 after work. That's me.
That job is stressful.
It stresses you. I never drank so much until I started working there. When I was at the DMV,
everybody says
I didn't drink that much. But
everybody says that, yeah.
I feel like I need it.
I feel like it does start like from home, but I feel like a lot of people don't really pay attention to it until like sometimes it be like too late. Because a lot of people don't like to look themselves in the mirror. So like the self-reflection part, and you can't sometimes. And I'm gonna be honest, a lot of us have habits that our parents don't have. Like we like to blame it on because this happened, da da da. But it does start at home. Like you can't say you drink because your daddies did.
No, I'm not saying.
They ain't put the cup to your mouth. But I'm just saying.
But that's what I seen.
Yeah, that's what you seen. But that okay. Well, that's a good point because we were talking about generational like habits, curses, or whatever. Sometimes that be the fuel not to do it. I watched my mama get her ass whooped her whole life, where it's a boyfriend or whatever. So when you get older, that's some
Yeah.
shit that is like no nonsense. You will not tolerate that.
Yeah, I feel like that's the same thing with like your daddy wasn't there, so now you want to be the best daddy, or your mama wasn't there, so now you want to be the best mom, or but
Or
then it be the same. Like,
but then
your
it's
mama wasn't there, so
one-sided,
you don't know
though.
how to love.
But that's what I was gonna say. It be
know how to be there for
one-sided.
your child.
All you,
like,
your main focus is, well, I'm just gonna be there. But what about the emotional aspect? Are you there for them, just like present?
Yeah, we just talked about this.
Hello.
Yeah.
You're there, present. Mean like you're present, but are you? You're physically there, but are you actually like present and attentive to everything?
Yeah.
And when people say
there,
that's like a lot of people who grow up, like, let's say like you're the only child, or like you're the baby. They say like the middle child syndrome. Like, it'd be so much different shit. I don't necessarily feel like that is the reason that you're a shitty person. You cannot use that as an excuse. Because if you can,
no, it's not an excuse,
if you can but if you can finger point that and say, this is why I'm blah, 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 why you don't try to do something to make yourself better? Like, if I can say, I know I shouldn't be with this person because they do, or they bring this out of me. Mm-hmm. Why don't you take the step to not be that person, or not have that particular thing come out of you?
I think that's how it should be. So, like, when you do the same thing that your parent did to you, like, that's weird. Now, when you want to be the opposite, like, my daddy wasn't there, so I'm going to be around.
I beat the fuck out of my child because I got beat the fuck up when I was little. That sounds, if you can finger point,
that's wrong.
If you can say, like, I'm a fucked up person, partly because you make that decision. Mm-hmm. Like, I love Lifetime, and you see these kind of like fucked up situations a lot, like on Lifetime. Like, the oldest child, feels
like the most pressure.
They have to. You think so?
Hell yeah.
And see, that's the thing I was gonna get into.
I'm
the youngest child, so I feel like I had the most pressure. I feel like I had the most pressure.
You have
to
the
be
pressure
different
from your siblings, but I have the pressure
not from the sibling. I feel like it was from my parents,
and then set an example for my younger siblings. Like, we have the most pressure.
I feel like in my situation, because it's only two of us. It's 6 of y'all. It's only two. I feel like I had the most pressure too, because I feel like I was living like in my brother's shadow.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
When you're the oldest, this is the first child. I'm not saying the oldest child gets the most attention. In some cases, it does happen. But I'm saying, like,
but you gotta remember,
let's say, like, the first child, they just did everything right. The second child, when you start to fuck up, it's like, damn, ho, you the fuck up of the family. So I feel like you get pressured that way. Sometimes when you're the oldest, you get the most responsibility. Like you said, so then you get the most pressure. That's why I was saying, how important is it for you to have support when you feel like you had to do a lot of supporting as the oldest child? That's why I was asking you that on the last episode. Like, do you think being the oldest made you more independent early? Do you feel like you lost out on some things because you had so many younger siblings?
Oh, no, because I was the oldest for 8 years. And then you also have to remember, like, my grandma raised me. Pretty much, and I lived with my grandma most of my life. Well, all my life. Yeah, it was times where I lived with my mom, but I mostly chose to live with my grandma because my mom was so young, and I felt like my mama would let me do anything I wanted. My grandma gave structure, and it's so weird because as a child, you would think you like, oh, my mama gonna let me do whatever I want. I want to be over here with her, but it's like we went to a private school, so you see all the parents like older, and it's giving structure. That's what I wanted to be around, so I wanted to be around my grandma. So
that's another thing, and this is like so weird, so funny. So we went to a private school. We went to school together. We already talked about that. When, like, you know, people ask you, like, who you live with or whatever, and I'm like, my mom, my dad. They be like, your real mom, your real dad, like, they still together, and I'm saying, like,
no, this is not normal. And it's not normal. It's really not normal.
And I didn't realize that because my mom and daddy was married my whole life. Thank you, God. But it's really like the mama and the mama boyfriend. Mm-hmm. Some people didn't know their dad. Like, I really was oblivious to some of this shit. Like, what do you mean your mama and your daddy don't live together? Or your mama and your daddy not married? Huh? Wait. Your brother and you got different last names. Why?
Yeah. Y'all know how to say daddy? Yeah.
Shit, my kids don't got 10 daddy. But I'm just saying, when
But that's
I
the
was younger, it
normal.
was, you just
It's
feel
normal
like that's
now. Back
normal.
then it's probably
So it's
okay.
like, in this generation, things have really changed. There is no normal. There's no normal parent structure. Because there's 2 moms, there's 2 dads. It really, like,
That's kind of scary. Like, everything is just so evolved.
it's changed. Like, honestly, the real thing is, like, just, do you have somebody who loves you? Like, are you in a loving household?
Yeah, that's what it boils
How
down
do you
to.
feel? Because I had this conversation at work about being raised on love versus being raised on survival. Who has a better living structure if you're raised on love or raised on survival?
I feel like a person that's raised on love will have the better life later. That person that's raised out of survival, like, you're gonna have that hustle mentality later. But that person that was raised out of love, they know how to give love.
What do you think you were raised on, love or survival?
I was raised off of love. So, like, that's why I think I'm kind of like fucked up in the head. Because I know my parents love me. My mom really loved me. My stepfather loved me. My grandmother gave me the best love. My dad loved me too, even though he was incarcerated. But it's just like, I really don't know. And it's weird. Like, I don't know. I know how to survive, but I really be like, in my head, like, ignorance is bliss. Like, that's my whole thing. Like, and then, like, it's people, like, I don't even want to bring up like a dynamic, but it'll be somebody that you're close to and they were raised off of survival, and y'all just bump heads because
you just wasn't raised the same.
Yeah, it's just different. Like,
and some of the things that they categorize as love is like, what the fuck is that to us?
Yes, it's true.
And I feel like if people really took a step back, because different doesn't mean better or worse.
It doesn't.
But I feel like I was raised off both.
How?
Because
survival?
each parent teaches you different stuff. Not down in the dirt of survival, but like,
when I think of survival, I'm thinking trenches. Like, your mama was at work all fucking day. You ain't had no daddy. Like, you had to just survive in the house, taking care of your siblings type stuff. Like, no love, like, for real. I mean, your mama loved you, but, you know, it just give trenches. Survival just give trenches.
Survival, damn. It's hard to say, like, I mean, obviously when I look at it, like, damn, that you can tell, like, that was different. But I feel like you were your base was love. And I'm saying me, like, being into your base was love, but you was raised on survival too and you didn't know it.
How?
Because your grandma is a fucking hustler. So that was your example.
But
when I say survival, I'm not saying mistreatment. I'm saying, like, some people was just like, okay, your mama might have said they love you once or twice, or your mom did for you. But she only did, like, she had, like you said, she was out of the house not your mom. I'm saying, like, that particular mom was out of the house most of the time. She was working, doing what she had to do. Not because you belong to her. I'm not saying that she didn't love you. She did what she had to do because she had to do it.
Who?
Whoever's mom, like, a survival home.
Bitch, I'm confused.
You was raised. No, I'm saying, you said, like, struggle. Like, for some people, parents, I can't really, like, explain it, but, like, survival was instilled in you, but you wasn't raised off of it. Does that make sense?
You're talking about me.
I'm talking about you.
Okay, so you're saying
saw your grandma. Your grandma did everything for you.
Yeah, she still do.
But that's what I'm saying. She did everything for you, so you were also raised on survival, but survival was not the number one thing. Love was first, but the second level was survival. Some people, it's like they mama just did it because they had to do it. Like, they went to work. Your grandma, if you failed, she coddled you. She made you feel loved. Yeah, survival meaning, like, your mom worked 10 different jobs just to put food on the table because she had to. She loved you, but she not gonna tell you every day she love you. She's not emotional.
Yeah, my grandma, she's emotional, but she wasn't like that. she provided, so it gave emotional, like anything. Like my grandma
Grandma
washed my clothes when I was fucking in high school.
Your
Like
grandma,
college, she still was
your
washing my clothes. Like
grandma never tell you she loved you?
she's not that type of person. She's a loving person.
Did she ever tell you that she loved you?
Of course, but it wasn't
Does she
like
tell you she? I'm not.
yeah, now and then she told me she loved me, but it wasn't like an everyday like come in the house. Hey, grandma.
But she hugged you. She was affectionate. There's some people
she's not that affectionate, to be honest.
She never hugged you?
She has. I'm just saying. You have people that's affectionate, and then you have people that's overly affectionate, like give you hugs all the time, like love you down. Like, but I think my mom and my auntie, I don't think my grandma actually showed that side to them that much. And with me, I was the correction, so she kind of like gave me a little bit more love, if it makes sense.
Okay, so let me ask this.
But she's not overall. She kind of like Curtis, like.
No, I don't think she is black and white.
No, she's not black and white, but she is that. Like, she have them features.
What I'm saying is, okay, well, I guess let's say this. What do you consider feeling loved? And I'm not talking about from a relationship point of view. From your parent, not just saying it, because a lot of motherfuckers is telling people they love them or whatever, and their actions are so different. For me, I felt loved from my mom, God rest her soul. She told me all the time that she loves me or she's proud of me, or like she just literally like did like everything for me. She was an understanding person. Like she would, my mom is not like kiss me all like how when I see Makai and Rashad, I'd be kissing all of it. She was not like that, but like to hug me, she made me feel her presence was nurturing. The stuff she did, she didn't make me feel like she did it because she had to do it. She wanted to do it. Like that was her personality. She liked to make people around her happy. Yeah. So I'm saying there are some people who just do the shit because they have to do it. I pay the bills and keep the light on in the house or whatever for my kids. I cook for them because they have to eat. Because shit, I had these kids, I got to take care of them. Not like I come home, okay, y'all, let's sit together, let's eat, or instead of like, you made the food, you left it in the microwave. That don't feel loving. It's just like, I did it because the kids got to eat.
But sometimes it's like, the fact that they even thought about you, like, as a older, like, person, and you could actually go get your food on your own, but your mom still made your plate and left it in the microwave. Like, that's love to me. I think it's just like, to each.
I just feel like survival don't have to equal struggle, is what I'm saying. Because it is some that is like straight survival, meaning I don't know when my next meal was coming from because my old girl was in the street. That's what I'm saying. That's struggle. Survival, so you had to find a way to survive. Raising a child on survival is like, look, I'm going to be here for you. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. But don't never depend on nobody. Like you instill, like some people instill struggle in their kids. Does that make sense?
Why would you want to instill struggle?
Because that's what they saw. That's what I'm saying. Like, okay.
Oh, so you mean like kind of like the
there's no love
where he like want his kids to feel the struggle, but y'all rich.
Like they want you to get it out the mud when it can be handed to them. That's what I'm saying. It don't.
But I think them that's tough love. Though.
Yeah. Do you think it's difference between tough love and struggle love, or if that makes sense? Like tough love meaning like,
because some people need tough love, but I think it depends on the person. Like you can't just put all your kids on this same level, like because one child might understand that okay, we got it, but I appreciate it. Then you have this child that's like, oh, we got it, I ain't got to do nothing, I don't have to make nothing of myself, so they need that tough love. I think you can't do it like that. It got to be based on personality. It got to be based on like
this needs to be a balance.
Each individual.
It needs to be a balance because, like you said, let's just go with the older child, younger child, whatever. The older child, and I think it also depends on the age gap between the kids too. Because sometimes, like let's say you're only 2 years apart or a year apart, you're doing the same things with the child. Like both children are seeing the same thing. If your children are different, like I'm just going to use my kids as an example. I was a baby. I mean, I was 19. I had Rashad at 20. I feel like those were like my struggle years. Like I didn't have the career. I was still in school. I was still trying to figure out what I wanted to do.
But he still don't know struggle because your parents were there to
He don't know struggle because it wasn't
and
for him to know we were struggling.
He still had two parents.
He did. Anyway, let's stay on topic.
Keep going.
What I'm saying is and let's just go back to my childhood. We could have been dead ass broke. We didn't know. Why? Because it wasn't my business to know we was broke.
You shouldn't know.
They did what they needed to do to make things happen. Mm-hmm. I'm saying, like, I feel like Rashad knows a little more of me not having my own or not being able to do, like, certain stuff because
do you think I wasn't as established. That, or do you feel like he know that? He was still young.
He probably don't know for sure, but I'm just saying... we definitely do more now. I'm able to give my second child, along with my first, the same type of life. If I had 2 kids back then, I would have been fucked up, is what I'm saying. Yeah. So there's a big age gap.
Your parents would have stepped in.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, it wasn't for them to do. If I didn't take them out of the equation.
But still, you still have that, so you can't really take them out of the equation because you got people that really do be 20 with 2 kids and don't have nothing. They don't have no mother, no daddy to help them.
You're right. But I'm just saying, like, now, I feel like the oldest child does, like, that little meanness is like your oldest child feels everything. I mean, maybe not financially wise, but, like, mentally wise, I wasn't where I needed to be back then. I wasn't prepared. And I don't know if anybody could ever be prepared. You could be 35 and don't know what the fuck you're doing with a child. Mm-hmm. But I just feel like it is a difference between, like, the oldest child and, like, the youngest child. Like, Makai is 4, so he just wants whatever he wants. But, like, I feel like Rashad is, like, a little more entitled. He don't know nothing about it. He might know or see, like, when I used to be sad, like, mental struggle. Like, for me, like, because I'm overwhelmed. I didn't know what I was doing or how I was going to do this, how I do that. But that oldest one, he's very entitled.
You feel like he's entitled because of what?
He's a fucking brat. Because he just feel like he's supposed to have whatever he's supposed to have. It's my fault that he's like that.
Okay, so he really don't know struggle then. Because he wouldn't ask for nothing if he knew struggle. Because I know I'm a brat, and I just came to realization.
You been new, bitch. Be for real.
I'm just saying, like, a real brat, like, meltdown, cry brat, like, damn, bitch, you 35 years old.
What do you think makes you that, though? Do you think that's something that's still
because my grandma gave me everything I wanted. She felt like she had to step in, and she gave me what I wanted, and she provided a great life for me. So that's what I just expect out of everybody.
And I feel like that is my problem too, because literally all my life, like, whenever I needed help, I could always fall back on my parents. They're literally like a safety net, and a lot of people don't have a safety net and support. Like, literally, if my mom and my dad didn't help me, I wouldn't have been able to finish school, because who the fuck was going to keep Rashad?
Right. Like,
I wouldn't be able to do a lot of things. Like, even now. Like, you have to have support in everything you do. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people don't have support.
Babysitters, all that.
So, with that being said, I'm speaking on me, I value, like, my mom is not here, but I really have always valued their opinion on stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I'm living my life. I do what I want to do. It's probably a lot of decisions I made in my life that they didn't agree with, but they never, like, left my side. But that's why I was saying, like, in the last episode, I do feel like it's an obligation for them for people you love to, like, support you. And I can't sit here and I do have, like, a I don't give a fuck attitude, but it's a lot of shit that I take personal. But once I charge it to the game, that's it. Like, once you get to that spot and it's been noted, you can't come back from that. So I'm saying that to say, like, you said it doesn't, like, matter to you. I do care about someone who I have supported in the past. If it's not reciprocated, that put a bad taste in my mouth.
I can say that I care, but I cannot say that it's obligated from them, that I feel like it's obligated.
I feel like people should support, and I'm not talking about, like, your personal decisions, but, like, if you're on an endeavor or you want to do something with it, I feel like people should support you. Okay. It should be, and that should be driven by loyalty. Like, obviously, if I want to go snort cocaine. You know, that's my favorite thing to say. Crack, whatever. I'm not saying you got to support it, but I'm saying like something positive. Like if I say, you know what, I want to go back to school. Like, okay, when I told you, and again, this might not be a good example because basically anything, if I throw an idea at you or whatever, you're never going to like tear it down. Mm-hmm. Everybody is not like that. But I think that's a part of my problem too. Like I be expecting people to be excited for me, how I be excited for them.
Because like if you're a real friend, you should be excited for your
not even a friend, like
or a family member.
It could be somebody at work. Like, you know what? I'm finna quit tomorrow and I'm finna do my dreams, or my dream is to do whatever. You gonna leave the job. The first thing I'm gonna say is, as long as you got a fallback plan or you got your money saved and you've done the proper steps, I never want anybody to just jump out in the water. It is a way to do stuff. Like we can get 10 million views tomorrow and go monetary. I'm not leaving the post office yet.
Yeah, me neither.
You get what I'm saying? But there are some people who are like, okay, fuck it, whatever. We gonna say, okay, we got to keep doing
when
this
the checks start rolling in. Then
now I am gonna start calling out more. But I'm just saying, because we have record time. But I'm just saying, like, I always want people to be smart about the decision they have. I would never shoot down. I may say it to myself, or I might tell you separately. I'm never gonna tell her, bitch, that's dumb as fuck. I hate people who try to dim other people's life. Like, that is just so.
A Debbie Downer really like gets under my skin. Like
it's because it's miserable. Just because it's something that you wouldn't do doesn't mean it's something that won't work. Example, I try to be like the least judgy. People who strip, I commend them. And I'm not saying it because like, oh, I don't have body confidence or whatever. If I go get me a BBL, I can go get on that pole too. What I'm saying is, it's just not me. No, I'm just saying, like, that's how easy it is. It takes, little to no effort from my point of view. But it do. I don't know. To hold your body on that pole and
just the mental thing. Even if you don't do the pole, even if you do, like, little lap dances, you walk on the club.
I don't even want to put my titties out.
Yeah, so, I don't want to.
I'm just saying, like, I commend them. But if somebody we know say, oh, tomorrow I'm finna go be a stripper.
All right, girl,
I may not agree. I may not agree with it because it's something I don't want to do for myself, but that doesn't mean that it can't work for them.
Right. And I would support.
Yeah, I would.
Depending on the person. If you're a wild person, or I ain't even gonna just say wild.
You don't even gotta be wild.
If you're just like outgoing and you're like.
Sometimes it's just like you said, it's just like survival. Like shit, you don't know anything else. And that's what you want to do, then whatever. I never want to knock anybody hustle. That's what I should say. And that goes hand in hand with the crab in the bucket shit. Because everybody is doing something that everybody else is doing. So stop trying to be so fake original. Everybody has done
everything.
The same thing. So with that being said.
Come on. Everybody got a podcast. Everybody.
Yeah. But everybody's podcast.
Ain't us.
Is different. The people, your opinions, the people we're trying to reach, and shit. The topic's the same. Everybody talking about dating, this and that or whatever.
This episode, I don't think I've seen this before.
And even if we did, because I haven't seen every podcast in the universe, but I'm just saying, like,
I don't really watch nobody but Poor Minds.
I don't be trying to. People are always trying to stand out for the wrong, like, fucking reasons. If 10 people watch this episode, if 10 million people watch the episode, it doesn't change how I feel about it. I'm not going to say or do anything to try to make anybody like us. Either you fuck with us or you don't fuck with us. And that goes with the genuine support. And like I said, it's going to be somebody could be watching this in South Africa. We don't know who we're going to reach. We're not targeting one specific whatever. Like, we just talking facts.
Right. I can't wait to put our little stickers in the
I got it in the car, by the way. Yeah.
Because we, where we going next? Costa Rica.
Yeah, maybe we might need a little trip before then, too. A little something, New Orleans or something.
I can't file my taxes this year. Just chill.
You can't file them?
I can't file. We'll talk about that later. But,
yeah. Damn. Okay, well, what about, because speaking of, like, podcasts and oversaturation and all that other stuff, do you feel like social media has killed like a lot of people's self-esteem as far as like where they should be?
Of course, absolutely.
So I can't lie, social media is a good and bad place.
It is. If I run a business, I would take social media breaks, but I can't because that's how I
free advertisement.
Yeah, advertise my business, like businesses.
Because before social media, it was what, like newspaper and whatever.
I would definitely take.
There's a lot of times, and I think this is really important. Like as far as mental health, there's a lot of times where like you open up this app. First, let's say this: you can be whatever the fuck you want to be on social media. When you close that app, who you are when you close the app is what is most important. Because
the real person.
10 million likes, whatever, and your mental health is on the floor, that's not important.
And then 10 million paid likes, or like, who's to say they even have? I see
it's
this
just validation.
They have 30,000 followers, but on a post is 500 likes. Make it make sense.
Well, let's just be honest. A lot of people that are following people just to keep up. No, it's a lot of people who are just there to keep up. They're never gonna like your shit. They're gonna just watch, and that's what that the fuck big of a gap.
That is, they paid for them followers. That big of a gap, they paid for them. 30,000
Are they active followers, though?
That's what I'm saying. 30,000 and 500 likes or 400, 300 likes? Like, that don't make sense.
I ain't paid for nan whatever. I got 1,700 followers, and sometimes I only get 200 likes or 100 likes. It's a lot of fucking haters following you. Let's just keep it a buck.
Yeah, that's why I don't even post on my Glam Like B. I try not to post on that page no more because I feel like because our page it's way more genuine. Like
some people are just there. They're keeping up.
Yeah, and then I don't block people from my story. Like, I don't got time for the fake ass shit.
But I'm just saying, in general, I'm regular as fuck. I'm not paying for anything.
Right.
Oh, I ain't got 1,700 likes. Why I ain't got 1,700 likes? I got 700 followers. Why I ain't got 700 likes?
Because they just there.
That's what I'm saying. So I can't say that about like other people. Some people are just
the 30,000 and 500 is fucking crazy.
Well,
17 and 200, that's normal. But
it's not normal. I want 1,700 likes.
Yes, you should, but like, what are you here for? Hello.
But again, that goes with like the support. And that's what I'm saying. Like the success. Another thing too is like the success of your business or just you as a person doesn't come from likes. What does your bank account look like?
Yeah. Because a lot of people be trying to keep up with the Joneses.
But that's literally the Joneses. Hey. But I'm just saying another thing too, like with age. You like, okay, I'm going to be 34. I go online and I see a 19-year-old. That hoe is booming. Mm-hmm. For some people who are not confident or secure in themselves, that is like literally the biggest needle in your ego bubble.
But that comes with the times have changed. Like social media is like we were going to school back then because that's what our parents wanted us to do, or like whatever. That's what we wanted to do. Whatever we seen the brighter future with school. That's what was instilled in us. But now it's so much easier to make money on social media. So that's what they're doing. And you can't knock them for it. Like, I don't support getting a BBL at 19, but if you're pretty in the face and you can go get your body, well, I ain't gonna say go get your body done, but if you're pretty in the face and you already have a natural body and you look good, and somebody wants you to be their model, and then your Instagram page take off, like, that's what you should be doing. If you want to make a YouTube after that, like, monetize, like, that's what you should be doing because these are the times. But do it everything like wisely, like, because you're gonna get older, looks are gonna fade, and you need to have a backup plan, like. We're going to have thrift, social security, whatever we done paid into. These girls not going to have that because they ain't never have no jobs. Like, and I don't think that's not, they
well, it doesn't mean that they won't have, some of them, and a very few, they don't have like,
they ain't got no retirement
financial.
Plans, so they spending all their money. All their money that's coming in, they spending it because they got to keep up with a certain lifestyle.
Because let's just be honest, some of them are not making a lot of money because they don't have financial advisors. Look at all those people who have them fucked up ass contracts.
Yeah, in a couple years you see them and they don't have nothing.
But there are some who do have a financial advisor or whatever the case may be. But I feel like social media has put a lot of, well, we already talked about the dating part, but social media has really like fucked up a lot of just people's mental. Like, if I post this picture and I don't get this many whatever, then I'm ugly as fuck, or I didn't this. You know what I'm saying? Like, social media has really fucked up the way people think as far as I'm not where I'm supposed to be. And I feel like I had that conversation with myself enough as far as, like, ideally, because I'm going to be honest, this is not a life I'm supposed to be living. This is working at the post office.
Yeah, me neither.
But I feel like a lot of people are set back or they feel like losers because they look on social media and see I've worked this many years and this bitch, she did nothing.
Because the times have changed. It has nothing to do with how you look or like whatever. It's just the times. It
absolutely has something to do with your look. Because a lot of these bitches have no brains in their head and they have no fucking talent, but they're a fine ass bitch.
But they be popular in their city. We're in a big city. Like, there's a lot of fine bitches in Miami. Like,
some of them not even popular in their city. It's just,
I mean, that could be true, but that's how I see it. That's how I feel.
Popularity. And then talent versus popularity. Popularity is here.
That's what I'm saying. They're popular in that city. I ain't saying they talented or they look that great
on social media. Maybe not in that city. Bitches they're not known in that city.
Sometimes they are. They are. You will see. You watch Now That TV. Yeah, like they from LA and they look good in their city. They be raggedy as fuck to us, but they look good in their city. So they have this big following, and that's what people flock to. The big following. You see somebody with 50K, you like, oh, who this bitch is? Let me follow him too. Like,
I don't.
I mean, because we're older. I'm thinking in terms of like the younger generation. You get on my phone. How do you feel like? Because we kind of went off subject. Back to like at hand when we were talking about like the family dynamics and stuff. Like, do you feel like the sons versus the daughters? Like, do you feel like they're treated different? Like, you have a brother. I mean, I have brothers too, but I don't really know them like that. Do you feel like your brother was treated any different than you?
He's 5 years older than me.
Or the expectations?
I feel like it was kind of like an unspoken competition. Like I said, it could be a me problem, not a whatever. But my brother is smart as fuck, so he got to do a lot of stuff before I did because he's older. And that's why I was saying, like, with the Rashad and Makai thing, too. Like, I feel like there was other stuff going on when he was growing up that he was able to do certain stuff. Whereas when it was my time to do it, like, maybe I couldn't do it. But that also has something to do with, like, the age of the parents. Like you said, like, your grandma gave you more structure or whatever because she was older. My mom and dad were, like, older when they had me. So I feel like for me being a girl, too, they were, like, more strict on me than they were with my brother.
Yeah.
But I feel like they didn't necessarily have to do anything with the time. It was their age. Because, like, me, some of the stuff, when I go to, like, Rashad school, I'm, like, one of the youngest moms there. So probably stuff that I would let him do or like feel comfortable with him doing is probably frowned upon. Yeah. It might be frowned upon, like, because like, why is she doing that? So I'm just saying it to say, like, I definitely was raised the way my parents raised me. Is nothing wrong with it. I feel like I turned out pretty damn good. But I don't do or don't say or don't treat my kids the same way. Like, you know, okay, let's just say like generational, like, gender roles. A man's supposed to provide. Man not supposed to cry. Man supposed to whatever. I'm okay with I don't want my son to be so built up.
Yeah,
and I'm not talking about Makai because he's 4, but like Rashad is a teenager. I don't want him to feel like he can't express himself. He's not supposed to cry. He has tear ducts. Tears are going to come out. Let them out. Do I want him to be a crybaby, like always whining and woe is me? No. But I want him to feel like he can come to me and talk to me. It's okay to cry. It's okay to show your emotions. I feel like back in the day, it was a man is supposed to be a man's man. You're not supposed to feel nothing. You're not supposed to do nothing. That's whatever. I don't want no sassy man. Now, the line is very, 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 very thin. But I feel like it's okay for a man to express how he feels. He shouldn't have to ball it up. Because the thing is, when you hold it in, then that come out as anger. It comes out as anger. You don't know. I just feel like boys and girls are treated differently. Because back then, it was more so like you got to watch out for the little girls because they be bothering the little girls. Now they will bother a cat. They don't care. They fucking with the boys and the girls. Like, they just don't care anymore. Nothing is off limits.
Yeah. But I don't know. Like, the question.
Because you have all sisters, so.
Yeah. So like I feel like we kind of like treated the same. The only thing with us is like age, time. You know the difference. Like oldest, youngest, middle child. But I feel like at the end of the day, I feel like if my mom was to have a boy, and I could be wrong, but I feel like he would get the most attention.
Yeah, cause he different.
And it's not even that. It's just like I feel like boys. I feel like well, I don't know. I think it depends on the parent because I've seen two different instances. Well, boys get like, oh, you got to get out of the house at 18. Like you gotta go. Like you're a grown ass man. You can't be in my house at 18. But I think it also comes from like the father. The mother would probably be more accepting to having the son stay in the house after 18. But you might have to pay
Boy
a bill.
or girl,
but the girls
my kids
might
don't gotta go.
get away scot free. You gonna kick your kids out at 18?
I said boy or girl, they don't have to go.
Oh, okay. And I think that it does have to do with like the age thing, because I would want my child to be in my house until they're comfortable with leaving.
No matter what, because it's not necessarily about comfortable or whatever. Because sometimes it's just like, I want to go be big. I want to go jump out there. And you're not really ready.
Yeah.
Because I have structure in my house and I don't want you coming in. So you leaving because you're tired of my
because
rules.
You want to.
Right. Not because you
have to at
ready.
18.
Right. But what I'm saying is for me, for my kids, I want my kids to always feel like they can come to me.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they got to always depend. I don't want to enable them. That's the word.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want them to feel like, well, I'm going to just go
do
whatever I want with my money.
You're just not going to lay up in here, but you're going to
I'm going to do whatever I want to do with my money, whatever, because my mama going to always whatever.
No.
Know that you can always come to me and I am your safe haven. I can whatever. Mm-hmm. But no, I'm at a certain time, I am done raising kids and you go raise yours.
Yeah.
But it also depends on the circumstance because, again, I had my first child. I didn't know what I was doing. My mama kept my kids until they were old enough to go to school and allowed me to still be who I needed to be or do what I needed to do to get where I need to be. But like you said, yeah, okay, you got to take care of that bill. There was still some responsibility. It wasn't no leech shit where I'm just do whatever I do. And there was still structure. Just because I had my own room, I wasn't whoever I'm dating not coming to stay at my house or whatever. Like, it's just still like a respecting. But times have definitely changed.
How do you feel about that, though? Like, parents that allow, like, in high school, their mates to come over. Would you have a problem with Rashad bringing a girl over and he's in like 10th, 11th grade?
They can sit in the living room.
In the living room. What about the 12th grade?
In the living room. This ain't no fucking hotel. And I'm gonna be very honest with you. And that's why I was having this conversation with my coworker Shayna or whatever. Shout out to my girl. And I said, like, sometimes I'm thankful that I had an old school way of growing up, because some of the shit that probably I wanted to do and I couldn't, I'm like, damn, why they so crabbing like that? But it's like, no, they were right.
Yeah.
This is not
okay.
El Palacio, bitch. If you know, you know, because they don't know. Some of these people not going to know what El Palacio is. This ain't the Chobe, bro. And honestly, I wouldn't feel comfortable. My people in the other room and I'm in there on and on, like, that's cringe. Now, if you snuck somebody in there, bitch, no. I'm just sorry, no.
It's not okay.
That's not okay. He can't. Now, he brings somebody over to him. And again, I always say this. Have some fucking discretion. Don't bring all them hoes to my house. Because first of all, bitches is crazy. You playing with your life. You done showed this hoe where you live at or whatever. Now she come to my house acting stupid, and I gotta go out there and whoop her ass. Oh my God.
Somebody just told me, I think it was Alicia. She told me about what's it, Precious? No, it was Precious. She said that across the street from somebody she know, a girl came over and blew up the boy Tesla, like in Miramar somewhere.
And now I got to go and boot up.
Like, I don't know if it was
that Tesla wasn't
right before Valentine's Day.
That like, Tesla wasn't even in his name. It's in my name, and it's on my credit.
That's crazy.
Now I gotta fight you and your mammy.
I cannot blow up a car, girl. You going to jail? I cannot. Nah, you could have. You could have bust out a window. You could have.
These are young kids.
Nah, but you could have slashed a tire, 2, 3. But set the whole car on fire, girl. Now you going to jail for arson.
I fuck with you, ho. Who that is?
She is crazy.
Like that. What level of Delulu? She was giving way to exhale. And that Tesla gonna take a long time to get it because it's electric. So she did her big one.
She did, and it was. What if it was like?
It's arson.
So close to the house.
That's arson. She going to
What
jail.
if she would have caught the house on fire?
Hopefully he was in there. I'm just playing.
That's his mama house, allegedly.
They all live with their mamas. But yeah, I mean, yeah, they do. What about
So yeah, they
how do you feel about like being the black sheep or like family outcast? Do you feel like you have one in your family? Do you feel like you're the outcast? Like,
no. I can't relate. I can't relate to being an outcast. I don't feel like I'm the outcast.
I don't really know if I
If
have
we being honest,
one.
I kind of feel like the golden child.
You're gonna get some backlash for that. You'll get some backlash for that. Okay. Well, with you being the golden child, how
No,
how
I feel like we get
how
treated
big is your fear of
the same.
failure?
Between me and my sisters, I feel like we get treated pretty much the same. Man, some of them probably might have a different opinion, but
How big is your fear of failure with being the golden child?
it's big. Like, I feel like I have to set an example for everybody. Like, I feel like the weight of the world is on my shoulders.
Still, or you mean back
Still.
then? Okay.
Because it's like, girl, do something. Like, we invested so much money into you. Like, I went to private school from pre-K to 8th grade. Like, everything, my whole life was.
When do you think the weight of the world should be shifted?
When I actually do something big where I can give back. Like, I feel like I still owe my grandma a house. My mama need a house. Like, until I can buy cars. Like, and it sounds so materialistic.
What if you can never, or you
It's
never
gonna happen.
reach that?
When
do you carry that burden, or do you feel like somebody put that burden on you?
I carry the burden.
You
Because
by choice or by force? Because remember, in
things-
some families, I feel like they make it seem like, okay, yeah, you have to do this because I did all this for you, so you're
No.
obligated.
It was never that. It was never that.
Okay.
Because I feel like
So
that's
you
like
put the weight of the world on your shoulders.
I do because
Okay.
I know that my grandmother could have had so much because $500 a month in schooling fees from pre-K to 8th grade is fucking wild.
I think it was more than $500 a month, but
towards the end, yeah, but she could have had the latest everything, like, and she was so content in her car, and then when she got her truck, like, she was so content. So I feel like I owe it to her, but at the same time, what was your last question? Because I kind of lost
is it
track.
by force or choice? The way the world is, nobody is making you feel that way.
Yeah, nobody
Okay.
made me feel that way. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Because I do feel like there are some parents that feel like I done poured into you. I done
You
put you
have
through
to do this,
like,
right?
you were gonna be this athlete. I done took you to practice. I done did this, and that. And like when you don't make it, and they feel away. But it was never that with us. Like, I just felt that way. I feel like I owe it to my family to do something.
Do you feel like
big.
if you don't do something,
And I still feel like they
quote
feel like
unquote
I'm successful.
big? That's what I'm saying.
They feel like I'm successful. I can do what I want.
Do you feel like if you are never able to, meaning like you have a certain level of,
That's the only way.
let's say you don't buy
the
the house, okay?
If I can't buy my mama house, I feel like I failed.
But are you obligated to buy her house, or should she be trying to get a house on her own?
I'm not obligated, but that's just
something
me.
that you want to do.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, if you don't do that, like, do you feel like
I failed.
you'll be rejected?
Rejected? No. But I personally would feel like I did not do what I wanted to do. And I've never had that feeling before. Like, I feel like something has to give at this point. Like, I have to make it some way that I can make their life easier, if that makes sense.
Okay, so is it nobody else's responsibility to make your mom's life easier? Because
I don't know if it's not nobody's responsibility, but that's none of my concern.
That's what you want to do.
That's what I want to do.
So what I'm saying is, do you put unnecessary pressure on yourself?
Probably.
Wanting to do for everybody else?
Yeah. Because that's just me. I'm a giver, and I'm more happy.
Where do you draw the line?
Like I can give.
Where do you draw the line on being the giver? Because if you always pouring into other people, and I always ask people that when they be saying like, oh, they want to do this, they want to do that, or whatever. You're always pouring into other people. Do you have the same people pouring into you?
Yeah, my mom pours into me. My mom.
I'm not talking about your mom. I'm saying in general. You say you're a
That's
giver.
what we talking
You're not
about,
just a giver.
though.
You're not just a giver like for your mom. You say you're happier when you can do
I can
for
give,
other people,
give
or
to
you saying
people
just
that I know genuinely love
okay,
me.
okay, that's what
Like,
I'm saying. Because
if
you're
I'm
saying
rich,
if you're just giving to
whatever
everybody,
you want. My mom gonna get, my sister's gonna get, my fiance's gonna get whatever he wants. Like my grandmother's gonna get whatever she wants. Like the people that really freaking
that's
matters,
what I mean. Because you said like a giver, like you're just give to everybody.
To make everybody around me that I love for real. I love to make them happy. So yeah.
Do you ever get burnout being the giver?
I do sometimes, but it's not like from being the giver. Because I can't really give like I want to give right now, but it'll come to a point where it's like my off day, and then it's like, damn, I gotta take somebody this place, or I have to take somebody this place, and like I just want to just sit in the house and not do nothing, look at the four walls, watch some TV. But yeah, I do get burnt out in that aspect.
Now this is a good one.
What?
Where do you draw the line with who you are the giver with?
The same people that I just mentioned. That's it.
So you don't
friends that don't even ask me to do anything, and that just need me to do one thing this time, like Isha or somebody like that. My mama, my sisters, my grandma, my fiance. That's it. That's it.
Are you sure?
Not positive. Don't make me laugh. Oh, for real.
I feel like that too. Like there's just like,
cause it's over for a lot of stuff. Like I feel like in the past I have sympathized with people, but
do you think you let people take advantage of you because you are the giver and they know that you're the giver? Mm-hmm. And when I mean giver, I don't mean like we're not talking about giver because you literally would do whatever you can to help anybody. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying, do you feel like people take advantage of you because you can be soft spoken? And when I say soft spoken, like you'll call me and say bah, 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 and I'm like, well, bitch, did you tell them? Oh, well, I didn't want to be rude. Fuck that. Because I feel like that's the difference. Like, I feel like people know that I will help them, whatever, but they don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to hear what I have to say. And I'm going to be honest, I don't have the best delivery, but I feel like with some people, there's some shit you need to say. And
I've heard you look so slouchy.
You don't say it. So,
but go with your question again.
Do you feel like you are soft spoken, number one, and number two, do you feel like people take advantage of you because they know?
Mm-hmm. I do. Both, yes and yes.
So when do you draw the line? That's what I'm saying.
When
what do somebody have to do?
Too much. When it becomes too much, and I'm at my breaking point, like literally, like
that's what I'm saying. What brings you to your breaking point? Because you're the giver.
Because when I'm the giver when I like to give. But don't keep asking.
You want to give, meaning like you want to offer.
Yeah, let me offer.
Okay.
Don't just keep asking me for stuff, because now that'll piss me off. But yeah,
I feel like for me,
give me the opportunity to give.
I don't feel like I will ever like first like offer. Now, mind you, I am the youngest. I have a brother. Well, I got a sister too, but that's something different. I have a brother. So, like you, I have people who I wish my mom was here. So when I do make it, she would be somebody.
Mm-hmm.
She's not here. Big. Yeah, she's not here, but she's here. So I'm saying it to say, like, I'm like you. I have certain people that I whatever, but I don't really necessarily feel obligated to do anything for anybody that's except my dad and my brother. Family wise. Well, they gonna get anyway because they still under my care. But I'm saying like outside of people who depend on me every day, like because Rashad don't work, Makai don't work, broke as fuck.
Well, you got
my two nieces, yeah. But they come under them brothers too. But I'm saying like my brother take care of them and their mom. But I'm saying like directly as far as like bloodline my dad and my brother. And I feel like my dad would probably never ask me for anything
He's
anyway.
not ever.
No, he's not.
His pride is
but
what is his sign? Because he be
he's
giving
a
Capricorn.
fucking Gemini.
Ooh.
Him and Makai are Geminis.
Oh.
Girl. So, and my mom was a Scorpio. So imagine a Scorpio and a Gemini, and then I'm a Cancer. Fucking lunatic. But I'm just saying, like, them, like, and then obviously you, but, like, I don't have, like, a long line of people who going whatever. But I'm to the point, you may agree or disagree, but you're probably going to disagree. For me, I really don't give a fuck who it is. If you ain't like, you ain't subscribe, and I'm not talking about this because I may blow another way. I don't know. But as far as, like, endeavors, if you ain't like, subscribe, whatever, conversation going to come up at some point. Because for me, I cannot hide.
Hold it in, yeah.
I just can't hide, like, the weird energy. Like, it may be, like, out of respect. And like I said, we've already talked about this before. But support and loyalty, oh, my God. Like, I'm just, like, so big on that. Because that's free, bruh.
It is. It is.
To be a good person is free.
Mm-hmm.
To be genuine is free, bruh. So, I feel like that's another thing, too. Like, in your case, you kind of feel obligated to do it. Because that's how you were raised. Like, you guys take care of
family? Yeah.
Not even a friend level. Like, your family. Like, because that's how you were raised. Like, you feel that you should.
Yeah,
if you're going to be
as
the
a
one
person, regardless of how I was
gonna
raised,
be
that's just me as a person. Like, I'm going to support whoever.
Well, somebody helped mold you into the person that you are. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you guys have always looked out for each other. That's what I'm saying. Like, based on love versus survival. Mm-hmm. You're based on love. Mm-hmm. So you feel like you have to take care of whatever.
The people I love.
I don't feel like I have to take care of anybody except the ones that came out of my womb.
Well, damn.
I mean, I'm single right now, but I'm saying, like, I feel like I don't owe anybody. I don't feel like I. And maybe that's the youngest child syndrome. I don't know. Maybe it's a little, like, selfish.
Y'all do be
only because only reason why I'm saying that is because I feel like my brother is straight. He did what he had to do before, but he does take care of, like, he didn't. If we need something, I can call him right now. Mm-hmm. So that part,
he gives that.
But he is the epitome. Let me start with my daddy. My daddy is the epitome of a man's man. So that's why I say I feel like for me, I kind of like had both, because my mom was the loving, the caring, the nurture, or whatever.
And your dad was the provider.
But my daddy is a provider. Like, he literally, my mama ain't work. Mm-hmm. My mom had to, like, retire early, whatever. We'll talk about that in another episode. But my daddy always made sure he was always there. That he is a very dependable person. Mm-hmm. I know that I am loved, but he ain't the one that's like, oh, I love you and kiss you all over your head or whatever. He don't do that. Maybe not now, but I know that I'm loved. I had it at some point. So that's what I'm saying. Like, how you're raised really does. I don't care what anybody says. Oh, like, you can be different. You don't have to. No, how you're raised is exactly how you are going to coexist with somebody else. And that's another thing too, like a difference like between us, even though we click, like I've always had a 2-parent home. Mm-hmm. And you didn't. Your family dynamic growing up is completely different from mine.
I mean, I had a 2-parent,
but doesn't mean that mine was better than yours.
But it wasn't my real father.
But that's what I'm saying.
But he loved me like I was.
That's
his
what I'm
real
saying.
child,
the whole dynamic has changed because some people just have 2 people in the household, meaning like you could live with your mom and your aunt. You don't know your dad. You could live with your mom and your mom's wife, your dad and your dad's husband, or what. You get what I'm saying? Like, a lot of stuff has changed, but 2 people in the home, for me, doesn't necessarily mean that I had a better household than you.
Right.
Or I grew up better than you.
I mean, we've had this argument, and I feel like now I understand it a lot better. Like, it does not mean that it's any better because you had a 2-parent household, but you do probably
love is love.
View things differently coming from a 2-parent household.
Because that's the cookie cutter thing. Like, oh, you should have your mom and your dad, and your mom and your dad should. But all of that shit is different. Because guess what?
Like, you have
back then, you got somebody pregnant, they got married.
Yeah.
That don't mean that marriage was stronger than
exactly.
we
or
got
that they
pregnant
actually loved each
first and
other.
then later
It's 2:00.
got married.
All right, y'all. So thank y'all so much for watching us. Episode 4. We'll be back very soon. We just want to keep this thing going for you guys and for ourselves because it's very therapeutic. And yeah, like any other episode, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe.
You gonna have to edit the fuck out of this one because damn.
Give us some topics that y'all want to hear us talk about in the comments.
Our email is in our bio. You can also DM us, whether it's on the Bestie Recap Instagram page or on either of our separate pages. Our @ will be in the bio. And then we also have a Twitter. So follow us on Twitter @ the Bestie Recap. Love you.
Is it the Bestie Recap or just Bestie Recap? I think it's just Bestie Recap.
It'll be in our bio.
Yeah. Yeah. Love y'all.
Bye.
Bye. Peace. Peace, love, and good vibes.